Hello, and welcome to this video tutorial. Hal here, and I'm here to talk to you about backups. And the reasons for having backups. Well, they should be painfully obvious. With today's computers being more available to people, from price and technology getting better and better, we're creating more and more original content, from movies to photos to GarageBand tunes that we're storing in iTunes, maybe emails we're downloading, even the software that we have. It's necessary to run backups. It's just so important. And what I've learned over the years is that if you don't have faith in being able to recover your data, then it severely limits your freedom to create new things and have faith in your computer data, the data that you're creating. You need to have backups. And there are online services out there, but I don't know about you, but I like having my data local to my device. So that's what I've basically learned. So we're going to go over how to choose an external hard drive, the brand, the size, the interconnect. We'll talk about the software product that I use. I like SuperDuper by ShirdPocket. They're great. We're going to go over that. And I'm going to specifically go over ways and steps to prepare your hard drive for it to be bootable. You want a bootable image backup of your device. That's what you're looking to do. Whether it's a laptop, an iMac, you want a bootable backup. So I'll be showing off SuperDuper and the steps that we need to create a bootable backup. Okay, so here we go. The thing that I want to talk about regarding backups is, what are we backing up and what are we backing it up to? Well, clearly we're backing up our computer, and specifically we're backing up the internal hard drive inside the computer. So here's our hard drive right here on the desktop, and I can right mouse click on it and get info on the drive. And over here in capacity, it shows me that I have a 1 terabyte drive. Another way to get this information is to also go up to the About This Mac menu, and if you click on More Info, it will give you a lot of information about your computer. And if you tap here or click on Storage, it'll tell you exactly what you have. And here you can see my iMac has a 1 terabyte serial ATA disk. I recommend an external backup drive at the same size or greater than what you have inside your computer. It's just easier. The price difference is not that great to start getting very creative and only backing up a subset of the data. It's just not worth it. Most of these drives are pretty obtainable at a fair price. The price per gigabyte is just dropping and dropping. No reason not to get the same size or greater than what you have inside. So that is the way you size your drive. The second thing I want to talk about is, where do we get the drive from? What are we going to buy? Well, most modern iMacs have very fast interconnects. Today we have USB, we have USB 3.0, we have serial ATA, Thunderbolt is the new one, the new game in town, and specifically I have FireWire hooked up here. So what I like to do is I like to purchase external hard drives from a company called Otherworld Computing. They have very, very high quality external drives. If you click on the external storage here, oh, by the way, it's macsales.com. That's the URL. And the one that I like for most folks in the desktop world is the OWC Mercury Elite Pro. And for laptops, I recommend the bus-powered Mercury Elite Pro Mini. But I'll focus on this tutorial by looking at the Mercury Elite Pro. And if you tap on it, here are some of the current prices. You could see that it's really not too expensive. FireWire 800 is pretty darn quick. The enhanced serial ATA is pretty darn quick. You want to go for a drive that has a pretty decent speed on it, there's just no reason, you know, for backups to take a very, very long time. Here is, in this example, there's a 1 terabyte drive, 7200 RPM platter, 32 megabyte cache for $179. Yes, it sounds like it's almost $200, and after you purchase software, it will be $200 for a backup solution. But I'll challenge you to ask yourself how much it's worth to you. If somebody came up to your computer and took a sledgehammer to it, how much would you be suffering if you lost the data on your machine right now? Yeah, I didn't think so. I don't think you'd be too happy. So that $200 is now looking pretty cheap as a cheap insurance policy to make sure you have faith in your data. You want it backed up. So this is the drive that I recommend you get. After you order your hard drive and your hard drive arrives, you simply take it out of the package and hook up the interconnect of your choice, whether it's USB 3.0, enhanced serial ATA, FireWire 400, 800. Just look in the directions. MaxSales OWC gives you all the cables you need, so when the hard drive arrives, you're ready to go. And I have my hard drive ready to go. It's been unboxed, and we're gonna plug it in right now, and you're gonna see what appears on the desktop. So here we go. I'm gonna plug in my hard drive. Bear with me. And as soon as you plug in the hard drive, you're going to see it appear on the desktop. And it goes whirring away. Now, yes, I did actually prepare this hard drive before. Yours is going to say something different, but the steps are identical. So let's proceed now with preparing our hard drive. To prepare our hard drive, we're going to go into the disk utility. And the disk utility is located in the Utilities directory. And if you scroll down, you'll see an application called Disk Utility. So we're going to pop that guy open. And what you're going to see here on the left-hand side are all your devices. Up here is your Macintosh hard drive volume. So the way this is laid out is this is the actual media up on the top. And indented below it are the volumes. So the volumes are the way the operating system looks at the media. Okay, so here's our Mercury Elite Pro. Okay? And you're going to select the media. And then you're going to select partition. And what we're going to do is we'll repartition this drive here. So I'll select one partition. I'm going to name it. I'm going to name it just, iMac 24 backup. It's going to be in Mac OS X Extended Journal. It's going to be 1 terabyte. That's the total size. And you would think we're ready to go. Well, the first thing we have to do is click on Options. And you need to make sure that this this radio button has been selected. GUID partition. And just read what it says. To use this disk to start up an Intel-based Mac, which most of them all are today, or to use the disk as a non-startup disk with any Mac with OS X version 10.4 or later. And this is what you want. You'll click OK, and then you'll apply. Now, in the case here, it's just basically removing and then adding the partition because I had already done it. But I just wanted to show you the steps. Okay, and down here is a status. You see it's playing its game. And what the partition is doing is just describing the data. This is Time Machine asking if it wants to use... if it can use it to back up, and we're going to say don't use. But basically, that's it. Over here, you see the media. You see the volume below it. What's really important down here is the partition map scheme. right there. And if you do change that scheme, if you buy a drive and you've been backing up to it and it's not UID, then you will have to change it. And in doing so, you will lose your data on the drive until you back up again. So that's a very important step. The next thing we're going to do is select the volume that we created in this partition here, okay? And just inspect it. Make sure that we see the total amount of capacity, how much is available, and that looks good to me. There we go. Nothing to verify, nothing to repair. We're done. Notice that it mounted it on the desktop over here, and that's it. Away we go. In our last installment, we successfully unboxed our hard drive and connected it to our computer. Then, using disk utility, we were able to partition the media into a volume that OS X is going to use to back up our hard drive. What I wanted to say is the media can be broken up into multiple volumes, and we mount and dismount volumes. That's the way it works. So I just wanted to point that out to you. And as you saw in the last segment, when you plug in a new drive, if you haven't disabled Time Machine, OS X's built-in recovery mechanism for files, it's going to ask you if you want to use Time Machine, with this volume, and the answer is no. So we could discuss Time Machine in another segment, but right now we're just talking about image backups. So we're basically done here with disk utility, and we can exit out. Now we're going to go into setting up our backup, and for that I just wanted to go ahead and talk about the product that I use, and I use SuperDuper. And SuperDuper is a product that's put out by shirtpocket.com, and this really is just, in my opinion, the easiest way for you to create an image backup of your Mac. It is just a pleasure to use. And if you take a look over here, this is just a snapshot of what the software kind of looks like. And what intrigued me about this the most is that, as you could see in this example, it gives you a very verbose description about what is about to take place. And backups can be a little confusing, and this just takes the confusion out of the equation. So let's go ahead and look at SuperDuper.